I want to see where we stand on our opinions as we move forward. You know, new discussion point. You got this USA team member, I think BMX, if I'm not mistaken.
I loved his songs.
Yeah, who said, "Hey man, if I get on the gold medal stage as a transgender, I'm going to get up and I'm going to burn the flag."
Okay, good luck with that, genius, because as soon as he even starts, security will have him on the floor.
And that's kind of what I thought. I'm sitting here thinking, first of all, just the whole, you know, representing the United States of America and then burning the symbol that we pledge allegiance to. How dare you? Sit at home. You know what? Go sit at home.
He wants to burn the flag, but he has no problem to take the money from the country that's helping him get to Japan to earn the medal.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Fly on your own dime. Burn whatever flag, almost cursed. Burn whatever flag you want, okay? And then, you know, come back on your own dime. Until then, kiss my ass.
Well, and this is where I go, right? If you want to represent your country, and I get it, right? You have to have the right to be able to burn the flag. Okay, fine. But you don't do it as an athlete representing the United States of America on the world stage. Because that does generate certain emotions, certain feelings, and you're not showing unity. You're not representing all of us. And when you're on a USA team, and this is my problem with Megan Rapinoe, when you're on a USA team that is sponsored by Team USA, that is built on Team USA, you represent every single American.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, don't join Team USA.
There's 10,000 people who are ready to step up and take that coveted place.
And so, let me add on to that, if I may.
Go ahead.
You're not only representing the United States of America, you're representing an idea greater than any of us. Take that into account, because guess what? There are a lot of countries, as a woman, you wouldn't even be allowed to drive a car, let alone kick a soccer ball and become a millionaire because of it.
There are places where you're thrown from a roof and stoned if you're gay. In America, you're celebrated. So, you know, America's a great place. You can be, you know, a gay transgender man. You can be a hardcore straight, you know, person. You can be on polar opposite sides of the world on an issue, and you don't get your opinion squashed. You don't get harmed for that. You don't get thrown in jail for that. You don't get killed for that. Women, my goodness, there are places still in the world where a woman can't vote. Here in America, you know, we've got women in all levels of government.
Well, and let's talk about a direct.
And one is the Vice President of the United States, by the way, so she may also want to take that into consideration.
So we're talking about Chelsea Wolfe, who's a transgender BMX freestyle rider. Okay, she made the Olympic team as an alternate. I'm assuming that sex doesn't matter in the BMX freestyle rider competition.
I think it would, yeah.
Probably doesn't. On her Facebook,
for that first speed bump,
right? Facebook post. I love that. The Facebook post was her goal was to burn a U.S. flag at the Olympic podium. First of all, why is that your goal? Why isn't your goal to win gold?
And to be like, you know, be on the next Wheaties box and get a bajillion sponsors.
So instead of...
And then run for governor of California.
Well, and again, though, instead of being an ambassador for transgenders, which I don't know that exists, we want to go ahead and bastardize the whole system where people already believe you're mentally ill anyways, because that's what it's categorized as. Anyways, what it says is that on her March 25th, 2020 social media post, she wrote, "My goal is to win the Olympics so I can burn a U.S. flag on the podium. This is what they focus on during a pandemic, hurting trans children." I don't understand that. Can someone help me with that?
I'm trying to figure out the correlation. The pandemic, to me, that's a totally different subject. And I guess when I think of the pandemic, I don't think of any specific group. I think of the people who lost their jobs, the people who are still struggling mentally, the people who ended up, their addictions either became out of control or they now have an addiction that they didn't have. I think of the spouses who are abused, the children who are abused, the animals who are abused. I think of so many horrible things that we had to deal with. Teachers, God bless them, trying to teach via Zoom and trying to work it out. parents have pulling double and triple duty.
Right.
Why? What does that have to do with the pandemic at all? That's a separate issue.
It is. So, Chris, I'm going to kick it to you again. This is what they focus on during a pandemic, hurting trans children. What the hell does that mean?
By the way, all children were affected, not just in the United States, but around the world.
And all kids were hit by the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. From, Memphis to Moscow, children were affected.
Yes.
So I don't really want to hear this crap. And by the way, I don't know many trans children. By the way, let's let children be children and let them evolve into that stage in their life and not force the issue. That's called bullying based on an agenda. But, what do I know? So my whole thing is this affected children, boys and girls from the crib age till about 17. We have become institutionalized due to a pandemic. I lost a dear friend in Las Vegas and a mentor due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
This virus, whatever you want to call it, man-made or whatever, did not know gender, race, or where you lived. It just knew how to kill you and affect your way of life. That's it. Period.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. So here's her quote that continues, and this is Newsweek magazine, by the way. I don't want you to think I'm reading from the pitdownunder.com. So
the Bergen County shopper.
Yeah, exactly. So and this is a direct quote, one of the reasons why I work so hard to represent the United States in international competition is to show the world that this country has morals and values, that it's not all of the bad things that we're known for. I take a stand against fascism because I care about this country, and I'm not going to let it fall into the hands of fascists after so many people have fought and sacrificed to prevent fascism from taking hold abroad. As a citizen who wants to be proud of my home country, I'm sure as hell not going to let it take hold here. Somebody
so
help
Pol
me
Pot's
out
running
here.
for president?
Well, I mean, help me out here. I didn't know that we had fascism in this country.
Again, and I go back to, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. The other side's going to say we're dealing with Hitler 2.0. Maybe people should go back and read the acts of Hitler.
I was going to say, let's
let's
talk to somebody who survived the Holocaust. So
until you see a number on the wrist, keep your mouth shut about Hitler. Okay?
I thought the same thing. I thought, unless you've got a number tattooed on your wrist that was not by choice, shut up.
Exactly.
Woo, now that's okay.
Sorry,
Kathy got mad. Kathy never said shut up. She says shut it down.
I said shut up.
You did say shut up.
It makes me mad.
You saw me get my head up, didn't
You're
you?
Like, did Kathy say shut up?
Kathy just
Is
said
she about
shut
to call
up.
somebody the S
JP,
word?
JP, that's the beauty of me. I can get the Irish out of her.
Yeah, he pulls on that 50% Irish. But that's one of those things. Yeah, you don't, I mean, yeah, people try to go out there and act like they know about, I'm so put down because I'm so upset about this. And I'm like, you know what, really? So your parents give you an allowance. You're living at home for free. You drink Starbucks 3 times a day, which the rest of us who are working in the working world can't afford that. You're privileged. You're on 9,000 social media sites using 9,000 filters to put yourself out there the way you want to put yourself out there. Join the real world. Go and volunteer somewhere. These people who are so upset and so mad, and they have time to troll social media and decide which topic they're going to be offended for that day. There are people who truly are living hell on earth right now. Go out and find out how to help somebody's life be better.
Well,
that just makes me crazy.
But again,
hold on, JP, can I follow up on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
And again, Kathy just nailed it beautifully there. We have these little spoiled millennials, 20-something to and Gen Y too now. They're in that cool group of, God, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, who will praise the idealism of socialism while on their iPhones that cost about $800 to think about their 6 cup of Starbucks coffee, going on Twitter, which is a publicly traded company, by the way, and bitching how awful capitalism is. Go figure that one out.
Yeah, put a hat on that and put a mustache on that. So let's go to the board and see what the crew members are saying. And so let's see. Ann Guzman jumps in and says, absolutely, regurgitate bullcorn and wash it down with MSM Kool-Aid. Let's see. We are a country for the party. This is Ask Dr. Be Good. We are a country for the party of choice, not the people. Coach Quigley says, "Where's Rick Monday? We need him." Good job, Coach. Let's see.
Man,
Michelle Butler
throwback
says,
reference.
Yeah. Michelle Butler says, "Hello, Chris O'Sullivan."
Hello, Michelle Butler.
And so let's see. Leilani says, "Yes, JP, they're paid to play, not be an activist."
Yeah.
Ann Guzman
Well, hold
said,
on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yep.
I'm gonna stop that right there. You know what? I hear that a lot. That because a guy can sink a jump shot, he shouldn't have an opinion. Here's my thing.
This is
When
Team
they're playing the
USA,
game-
remember,
No,
Chris.
we're not talking about professional sports.
Team USA.
We're talking about like if you're playing for the United States.
I know, but I wanted to touch up on that. I hear a lot of people saying, "Well, just shut up, sing the song, shut up, hit the home run." They're American citizens too. They get a right to have an opinion, just like the rest of us. I got a guy over on USA Radio who's usually a sports handicapper, and I don't say to, "Hey, Wayne, well, how about you just give me the Rams and 3 under against the Lions on Sunday?" That would be unjust. Just my 2 cents, but
So, and then real quick, let me do Michelle. I've completely blanked this. I'm glad you put it out there. Trying to do a crew baseball game on Sunday, 1:35 as the game time start. Give Michelle a holler on social media, and she still has some tickets available for Thursday's meal, or not Thursday's meal,
Sunday
through Thursday, and the meal's included in the price.
Very nice.
And then Sharon says on Twitter, "And criticize capitalism?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. Absolutely.
Yeah, again, it's the hypocrisy, and these young kids are so they don't, and young adults, whatever, kids are kids. Everybody's kid to me if they're old enough for me to have birthed them or young enough for me to have birthed them. I look and I think y'all just don't know. The real world has not hit them yet.
no.
I really think the real world hasn't hit them yet. And then I wonder, are they equipped to survive? And JP and I talked about this, Chris, the other day, and that was, back in the day, our country went to war, and the women stepped in, and younger people stepped in, and everybody stepped in and stepped up to the plate to make sure that America still, was able to run. If we had some tragedy, if we had a war, if we had something that happened nowadays, would the 21, 22, 23-year-olds who are laying on their couch partying like a rock star, collecting unemployment, would they even be able or capable of stepping up to the plate in a tough time?
You know what? No. I'm going to tell you why.
And that's scary.
Here's why I think that wouldn't be a reality these days, because you, me, JP, and most of your audience are what was known as Cold War kids. We were brought up by the World War II generation,
Right.
through our parents and grandparents, the greatest generation ever.
Yes.
And what made them the greatest generation was their self-sacrifice. When the men left America after what had happened out in Pearl, the women went into the factories. Kids were collecting cans, little pieces of metal, so they could be melted down and used for parts. In this effort. And today, you try to explain that to a kid, and unless it's on Instagram, they're not going to comprehend what what the endeavor of World War II was about. They never could.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that to balance us into another topic. But before we leave it, because I'm going to use this to segue through, Brett Favre has now come out publicly very strongly against transgender female athletes getting to compete as women. And where I'm transitioning is
somebody
this.
slammed him?
I don't know.
sure
This just came out 2 hours ago.
He will be.
But
Yeah.
who cares, man? I'm with him.
Good for him.
Hey, you ready for this? 95% of America don't identify that way. So there you go. Favre said Chelsea Wolfe should go compete for somebody else. And so to play off the back end of that, for Chelsea Wolfe to come out and say the things that she said, you're right, she's an American. She has the right to say them. But when you sign up for Team USA and you are representing Team USA, you're not representing yourself.
You're not representing your personal opinions. You're representing an entire country.
And you're saying that you're going to use the platform that Team USA gives you to express your personal opinion at a Team USA event. I got a problem with that. That's no longer your personal opinion. You are using what we as Americans have given you as an opportunity to compete on an international
and that's
stage.
such an honor.
And my problem with that is, again, you represent every single American. You don't represent 0.4%. You don't represent 4.2%. You represent 100% of all of us. And not all of us believe the way you believe. So go be a Team USA athlete, and then feel free to step off that podium and on your own, and you can wear your gold medal around your neck if you want. Feel free to do what you want to do and express your opinion.
But not while you're a part of Team USA.
But not while you're in an event being a part of Team USA.
Yes.
Saying that because that's what you're representing.
In a position that, what a great honor. You work all your life to be able to get to this pinnacle in your career. And what a great honor. There are people who would literally cut off a pinky to be able to be in that position.
Yeah.
Why not? And you know what, JP and Chris? Okay, I'm pro Second Amendment.